Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to the first stock market watch for 2012. So I want to just take you back here to the S&P 500 where we left off back here on October 27th, the old high here. I drew a line, a trend line from this high on July 7th of 2011 to this high here on I believe that was July 22nd. And just a simple trend line that I just drew out and extended it to the right, and here we go. So the 27th we tapped that line and came back down, and I basically drew that back then, and it has held to a T as far as providing resistance levels for the S&P 500. And I'm looking at the Spider's Trust right now. This is what you see in front of you. Each bar representing 1 day's trading range. So this would be the low of that day and the high. Okay, so basically the market has been finding resistance at this level, trying to bump in its head there, and it's basically what I said back here, that more than likely the market would start trading in wedging type action, which is what you see here, up and down real fast and heavy. Again, traders love this type of action. However, for the longer term investor who is not really into the everyday gyrations of the market, it could really make a hectic time. I also drew this line back here on the low of August 9th and said that that could provide the next level of support. Now we have traded up above that, and October 27th right here was my last cast. I basically said that we could probably trade within this range, and here we are. The S&P 500 finished slightly lower, basically flat. The Dow a little bit up, and the Nasdaq was lower, all three for the year. So basically, I mean, if you had money in the markets for the last year, you really, especially if you've been a long-term holder, you haven't really seen many gains, unless you had some bonds in there or something of a fixed income nature to offset what you've basically a flatlining market. You really haven't seen much gains in your portfolio. It's been pretty much a flat year. So what am I looking for in the market now is what I've been looking for most of the year. I'm looking for this market to settle down some. This type of action, well, this is just a straight drop, and I've spoke about this drop way back in the previous videos. But once we start leveling off this type of action here, I mean, you're talking, I don't know how many hundreds of points moves day to day or week to week, and then here as well. It just makes it really tough to play the market on a long-term basis. And this really hasn't done anything. I mean, as much as I want to apply money back in my IRA and 401ks, I'm hesitant to, because there's a lot of overhead resistance right now, and that's what this line is here, providing overall resistance. This line too. Okay, and then you have your averages to contend with. This purple line here is being your 200-day moving average, and then your green one here is your 20-day, and the red one, the 50-day. So I mean, the market right now is in a place where it's really battling, and it's been doing this pretty much the whole past year. I really thought that Wall Street would have propped this market more. Usually towards the end of the year, you see mutual funds start to prop the market up a little bit, so their portfolios look better in their prospectuses. I mean, their overall returns. When Morningstar goes in there and starts publishing returns for funds, they like to prop up and finish the year higher, and then usually you see a drop right afterwards because the year is closed. So they want to show a profit. Well, this year they pretty much didn't do that. It was pretty much flatlining market, which is very interesting to see. What is the new year going to bring? How is everything going to be here coming up tomorrow and beyond? So for me right now, I'm a long-term in cash. I'm not applying any money to stock right now. I have been out pretty much since way back here. So I think ultimately what I like to see is this market, which I've been talking about this for a long time. If you've been watching the videos, is basically this market to settle down and start just settling down, and you see how this range will start to tighten up, or maybe even this line come up and tighten up, and this market just tighten up, and the trade just calm down just the way it is right now. You can see trade has been just very, very shallow trade. But the volatility has been such that usually that makes sure it just doesn't make any sense, and in a lot of ways the market hasn't made much sense in the last 3 months, and that's why I stay away. I don't get involved in things that don't make sense. So once this market starts to settle down and starts to behave more of a non-erratic fashion, it starts showing more of a hand of stability where it's trading at the levels that it's trading at right now. If you don't know what these terms mean, market tops, bottoms, ranges, bases, I encourage you to drop me a message. I'll be more than happy to explain a little bit more what these things are and why they're important. So basically right now in this range right here, between this line here, okay, and this line here, we could see just this basically basing out. I like to see it be more tight like it is here versus this. Okay, so it's starting to tighten up a little bit, and we just have to wait and see. Still waiting for that large volume up day. Okay, large volume, what do I mean by that? This right here. Okay, you see that day right here on August 9th. It's major volume. This is, I mean, the volume has really decreased, as you can see. So I'm going to leave you with that. It's the first video of 2012. Looking for the market tomorrow to see what happens. It should be fun right out of the gate. We closed the year, so now everything is, I like to see what happens. I honestly think we trade lower from here, but what do I know? We just have to wait and see what the market action brings. If you have any questions, comments in regards to these videos, you can go to my website, stockmarketplan.com. I encourage you to go there and leave comments on the videos, and I'll be more than happy to respond. Any type of questions you might have. I'd love to share this stuff with you guys. I think whether you're getting it from me or somebody else, I think ultimately the personal investor like yourself should know these things. Any edge that you can get, and right now there's not a lot of edges being given by the market. I mean, it's just a tough market. And, usually you have a bear market and you just know the direction, just like a bull market. This market here is just like I said, we're flat for the year. Big whoop-de-doo. So I mean, it's a lot of shakeouts, a lot of fakies. So really watching this market to see what it produces going forward. You can also catch me on Twitter. I tweet messages sometimes on the market on an intraday basis that's important. I sometimes, any type of news that I think might be important to the market, I will tweet that on Twitter and also on Facebook. Go on Facebook, become if you like go on Facebook, like the page, and you can get the messages on Facebook as well. Anyways, guys, looking forward to 2012. Happy New Year. Lots of health and prosperity to you and your family. Have a great one, guys. Thanks for watching.